I understand splitting your paycheck into these percentage buckets. This percent goes in savings, this percent goes in debt, this percent goes to investment, etc., etc., etc. It doesn't leave a lot of room, okay? I understand. It's very scary because everything seems so expensive these days. I understand. I live in Vancouver, so I totally understand where you're coming from. Let me show you two examples down here and you can let me know if it's realistic or not. These are two real life examples that my friends have actually lived through. So, first example, Jean. She's an accountant, so her salary is $65,000 a year. Her take home after taxes is $47,202. Monthly salary, that means the monthly paycheck that she gets is this, probably divided by 2 because she gets bi-weekly. But in total, every month she gets $3,933. Her savings, how to calculate it, 20% of savings investment. So to get 20%, you just do 0.20 times the take-home monthly salary. $786 of savings. Jean's rent would be 30%. I know a lot of people are going to have questions about this 1,000. Like, this is too little for rent in the city, like in any city in the world. But if you look, and it takes a lot of time and effort to look, but if you look, you live with a roommate or 2 or 4, then you could get a rate as low or even lower than this per month. Transportation. Transportation totaled $589.95 per month. So this would be covering Jean's gas expenses of about $100 a month, her car insurance about $200 a month, and any further busing pass costs to and from work. Next is foods and needs. So this is the same 20% as above as well. So that will be the exact same calculation and the same number. This $786 per month for groceries or dining out, it's not an easy number to get to, especially if you're eating out 4 or 5 times a week. This number can only really be achieved if you budget really tight for groceries and also if you cook most of your meals at home. And last but not least, travel, self-wants, or debt payments in general. 15% goes into that, so 0.15 times the take-home monthly income, which gives you the same amount as the transportation above, $589.95. A lot of you are asking, okay, what if I have debt to pay off? For me personally, when I had debt to pay off, I just did not travel. I know it sounds really sad. I did not buy anything that I wanted. I only focused on what I needed and saved every penny to pay off my student loan. I know it may seem harsh to take money from here, but if that's the only way you're going to make your debt payments, I was just doing that. So this is an overview of what my original percentages would look like with this salary, this take-home income per year, and this amount of monthly income. All right, over here we have the exact same example as the previous one with a $65,000 salary per year after taxes of take-home income of $3,933 per month. So instead of having the same percent, we have a little bit of mix and match. So savings, instead of 20%, we only save 10, 45% of housing or rent instead of 30, because I know a lot of you guys pay a lot more than 30% for your housing or rent or mortgage. Transportation, we decrease that to 10% because if you're struggling with this, you should probably look for alternative transportation, maybe taking a bus and transit. Foods and needs remain the same. Debt payment, we added this category of 10% and 5% of miscellaneous funds because things happen and you need an extra fund to pay for it. With 10% of our paycheck going to our savings or investments in this scenario, 0.10 times $3,933 gives us a monthly saving of $393.30. With 45% of our income going to housing or rent, this is very realistic for anyone living in a more expensive city. That gives us a total budget per month of $1,769.85. With transportation reduced to 10%, that gives us a total monthly spend of $393.30. 20% still goes to foods and our necessities, so 20% times our monthly income gives us $786.60. 10% goes to our debt payments, so 10% times our monthly salary, $393.03 per month that we can pay off to our debt. Last but not least, we added this miscellaneous fund column, which we have 5%. So 5% we've allocated to our monthly income, which brings us to $196.65 that we're going to just keep on the side in case something big happens and we need money to pay it off right away, and we're not going to use our credit card to pay for those. Those are only for emergencies, but the last thing we want to do is use our credit card for a big payment that we don't have funds to pay off. I hope that helps you understand a little bit more about how to budget your paycheck into these percentage buckets. I know these are not realistic for everyone. Of course, you don't have to stick by these percentages that I've set on the paper. You can adjust them accordingly based on your life needs. Of course, I'm not going to know everyone's financial situations, and this is definitely not applicable to everyone, but I want you to know that you are able to tailor this budget allocation to your needs. If you guys want to see a different example played out, let me know in the comments which job so I can figure out which average salary they're getting and do another breakdown for you guys.